Hello students, now let's start our new chapter, chapter 10, Python classes and objects. The main concept you are going to learn in the session, defining classes and creating objects, accessing class members, constructor and destructor in Python, public and private data members, sample programs to illustrate classes and objects. So first let us see what is Python. Python is nothing but it is an object-oriented programming language. Classes and objects are the key features of object-oriented programming language. The theoretical concepts of classes and objects are very similar to that C++. But the creation and implementation of classes and objects is very simple in Python when comparing to C++. Okay. So let us see what is class and what is object. Okay. Class is the main building block in Python. It is the template for object. And what is object? Object is the collection of data and functions that act on those data. According to the concept of object-oriented programming, objects are also called as instances of class. So what is class? Class is nothing but collection of objects. Okay. What is object? Object is nothing but instance of class. So now let us see one real world example, then only you clearly understand about this concept. See, this is a car which is blueprint. This is a structure where we can define data members and methods to utilize by objects. So this car consisting of different companies such as Audi, i20, BMW. So these are the different cars. These car companies will use the variables and methods from the blueprint, which means all the cars consisting of engine, all the cars consisting of a body part, all the cars will take a fuel. Okay. So this all the objects comes from the blueprint car. And car may be any of the type, maybe Audi or BMW or i20. So collection of objects is called class, whereas instance of a class is called object. Okay, next topic, defining classes. In Python, a class is defined by using the keyword class. Every class has a unique name followed by a colon. See, this is a syntax. First class is a keyword, class name is the name of the class and followed by colon symbol. Okay. These are the statements. See this example. Class, that is a keyword. Next sample. Sample is the class name. After that write colon symbol. And see the next line, statement. X, Y is equal to 10, 20. Which means 10 is assigned to X variable and 20 is assigned to Y variable. Okay. Next topic is creating objects. Once a class is created, next you should create an object or instance of that class. What is object? Instance of a class is called object. Okay. The process of creating object is called as class instantiation. So the process of creating object is called what? Class instantiation. See, this is the syntax. Object name is equal to class name. And write parenthesis. Okay. And next topic is accessing class members. Any class member or class variable can be accessed by using object with a dot operator. So you can access the class member by using object with a dot operator. Okay. See here, this is the syntax to access class members. First you have to write the object name and next write the dot operator. Okay. Dot. Next write the class member. Okay. Let's see the example program. The program to define a class and access its member variables. Class sample. Class is a keyword and sample is the class name. Next colon. Next xy is equal to 10, 20. This is the statement. Third line is creating object. Okay. S is the object name is equal to sample is the class name. Next parenthesis. Next see the statement, print statement. Print value of x is equal to s dot x Here S is the object name and dot is the dot operator. Okay. And next class member is what? X. That means variable. Okay. Next print the value of y is equal to s dot y. So S is the object name and dot is the operator and next y is the variable. So if you want to access x, y variables, you have to write like this. First you have to write the object name and next write the dot operator and next write the variable names. Okay. And next statement is print value of x and y is equal to s dot x plus s dot y. So you have to add these two values. Okay. So you will get the output. Value of x is equal to, what is the value of x? 10. Value of y is equal to, what is the value of y? 20. And value of x and y means x plus y. Okay. S dot x plus s dot y, which means x plus y. So 10 plus 20 is what? 30. So this is the output. Next topic is class methods. Methods is also known as functions, member functions. Okay. This Python class function or method is very similar to ordinary function. But the difference is the class function must have the first argument named as self. You don't need to pass value for this argument when you calling this method because Python provides its value automatically. And when you declare a class variable within the class, methods must be prefixed by the class name and dot operator. Okay. So when you are declaring a class variable within the class, the function should be prefixed by the class name and dot operator. Okay. Let us see one program. Program to find total and average marks of using class. Here class name is student. This class is a keyword. 3 variables are given, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3. What are the marks? 45, 91, 71. Here process is the function, which means method. It is having self argument. Okay. Next colon. Next statement is sum is equal to student dot mark 1, which means student is the class name and dot is the operator and mark 1 is the variable. Which means here the function is prefixed by the class name and dot operator. Because these variables mark 1, mark 2, mark 3 are declared within the class student. Okay. So here you have to use dot operator between class name and variable. Okay. So sum is equal to student dot mark 1 plus student dot mark 2 plus student dot mark 3. So you have to add these 3 marks, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3. Okay. Next average. Next statement is what? Average is equal to sum divided by 3. You have to find out the average of these 3 marks. Next print statement. Print total marks sum. You have to print the value of sum and next line print average mark. You have to print the average mark. Okay. Then return S is equal to student. Here S is what? Object. How do you declare object? First you have to write the object name and next write the equal to symbol and next write the class name. Okay. After that write the parenthesis. Here S is the object name, next is equal to, next student is the class name, next parenthesis. Okay. Now the object S is created and next S dot process of, which means we are calling that process function. Okay. So you will get the output. Total marks sum. What is the sum? 207. And next average is what? Sum divided by 3, which means 69.0. Okay. This is the output. Next example program is program to check and print if the given number is odd or even using class. Here add even is the class name. Even is equal to 0. Even is the variable, its initial value is 0. Next def check self num. Here 2 arguments are given. What are they? Self and num. Next one, if condition is given, num percentage 2 is equal to 0. Which means you have to find out the remainder value and check the condition if that condition is true, then you have to print num value, okay, which means that number is even number. Otherwise, if that condition is false, you have to execute the else part, which means the number is odd number, okay. Next, creating object. Here n is the object, is equal to odd even function name, next parenthesis. Now we created object n, okay. Object name is what? N. Next one statement is given, x is equal to int input enter the value, which means you have to enter the value for x, okay. So you have to enter the value through keyboard. And n dot check x, which means n is the object name, check is the function, and value is given x, okay. So you have to enter the value for x and execute this check function, okay. So when you are entering the value for x, this check function will be executed, okay. When you execute this program, Python accepts the value entered by the user and passes it to the method, which means function, to check through object, okay. Here function is what? Check function, okay. Here two variables are given, which means self num. You no need to pass a value for self argument, but you have to pass the value for num argument, that is x, okay. And see the output, end array value, you are entering the value 4. So check the condition 4%2 is equal to 0. When you are dividing 4 by 2, you will get the remainder value 0. So 0 is equal to 0, true, this condition is true. So print the number is even number, okay. So number is what? 4. 4 is even number. Next again check the condition. So you have to enter the value. Now you are entering the value 5. Check the condition, 5%2. When you are dividing 5 by 2, you will get the remainder value 1. 1 is equal to 0. False. This condition is what? False. So you have to execute the else part, which means number is odd number. Number what? 5. 5 is odd number, okay. This is the output. Next topic is constructor and destructor in Python. What is constructor? Constructor is a special function that is automatically executed when an object of a class is created, okay. It is automatically executed when an object of a class is created. In Python, there is a special function called init, which acts as a constructor, okay. So this init acts as a constructor in Python. It must begin and end with double underscore. So if you want to execute constructor in Python, you have to write the constructor with double underscore in the beginning and the ending, okay. This function will act as an ordinary function, but only the difference is it is executed automatically when the object is created, okay. It is executed automatically, okay. This constructor function can be defined with or without arguments. You can define the construction function with or without arguments, okay. Let us see the syntax of constructor function. Def is a keyword, next double underscore, init, next again double underscore, because the constructor init must begin and end with a double underscore, okay. And next within the parenthesis write the arguments, okay, self argument and another arguments, okay. After that write the statements. See, this is the program, example program. This is the class keyword, next class name sample, next constructor is defined, def double underscore init and double underscore, next self num, that is the arguments, okay. So you have to pass the value for only num argument, no need to pass the value for self argument, okay. So next print constructor of class sample, and next self dot num is equal to num. So print the value is num. S is the object and is equal to sample is the class name, and within the parenthesis one value is given, that is for num argument, okay. So num is equal to what? 10. And see the output, constructor of class sample and print the value is 10, okay. Num is what? 10. This is the output. Let us see another one program. Program to illustrate class variable to keep count of number of objects created. Here sample is the class name, num is equal to 0, num is a variable and its initial value is 0. Next constructor is given, def init self variable. Self variable are the arguments, and next sample dot num plus is equal to 1. So you have to take this sample dot num is equal to sample dot num plus 1. Okay, and the next self dot variable is equal to var. Next print the object value is variable and print the count of object created is equal to sample dot num. Okay, so if you want to access the num value, you have to write class name and variable name with dot operator. Okay, so here three objects are created. What are they? S1, S2, S3. Okay, so S1 is equal to sample. Sample is the class name and one value is passed, that is 15. 15 value is for what? Variable. Okay, var is equal to 15. You no need to pass the value for self argument. Okay, only pass the value for variable argument var. Okay, so the object value is variable means what? 15. Okay, the count of object is created sample dot num. Sample dot num is equal to what? Sample dot num is equal to sample dot num plus 1. So you have to add counting value. Okay, so num becomes 1. See the another one object x2 is equal to sample 35. So the object value is equal to variable, which means 35. The count of object created is equal to sample dot num. Sample dot num is equal to sample dot num plus 1. So you have to increase one value, that is 2. Okay, and next S3 is equal to sample 45. The object value is what? 45. The count of object created sample dot num is equal to what? Increase one more value, that is 3. This is the output. Next program is program to illustrate about the del method. Okay, this is the destructor function. Constructor function is what? Init function. Destructor function is what? Del function. Okay, the destructor function is also begin and end with a double underscore. Okay, the same program I have already explained, but only one difference is here del function is given. Okay, so see here, def, this is the keyword to define del function. Del, it must begin and ends with underscore, and within the parenthesis self argument is given, and the next sample dot num minus is equal to 1, which means sample dot num is equal to sample dot num minus 1. You have to decrease one value. Okay, and the next print object with value percentage d is exit from the scope, which means percentage self dot variable. So when you are giving this del function, this self dot variable is deleted from the scope. Okay, so next topic is public and private data members. The variables which are defined inside the class is public by default, which means there are three access specifiers. What are they? Public, private, protected. Public means you can access the variable anywhere in the program. Private means you can access the variable only within the class. Protected means you can access the variables within the class and its class members. Okay, so in Python, the variables which are defined inside the class is public by default. These variables can be accessed anywhere in the program using dot operator. You can access the public variables anywhere in the program using dot operator. A variable is prefixed with double underscore becomes private. Okay, so if you want to create private variables, you have to write double underscore with that variable. Okay, so if you are giving double underscore with that variable becomes private. These variables can be accessed only within the class. Okay, let us see one program to illustrate private and public variables. Class sample is the class name. Here constructor is defined. here self n1, n2 are the arguments. You have to pass the values for n1, n2 variables. No need to pass the value for self argument. Okay. And next self dot n1 is equal to n1. Self dot double underscore. See here double underscore is given. n2 is equal to n2. Here n1 is the public variable. Okay. You can access this n1 variable anywhere in the program. But n2 is the private variable, which means underscore is given, double underscore is given. So in this n2 is a private variable. You cannot access this variable outside of the class. Okay. So next see display function within the parenthesis self and print class variable 1 is equal to self dot n1, print class variable 2 self dot double underscore n2. So object is created with two values. Object S is equal to class name is sample. Two values of n1, n2 variables are 12, 14. Okay, n1 is equal to 12, n2 is equal to 14. And next S dot display of. Display is the function name. So you are calling that function. Okay. See the next line. Print value 1 is equal to S dot n1. Print value 2 is equal to S dot double underscore n2. See this output. Class variable 1 is equal to 12. Class variable 2 is equal to 14. And see value 1 is equal to 12. Value 2 is equal to not given. Because value 2 is equal to S dot double underscore n2. n2 is a private variable. So you can access this variable only within the class. You cannot access this variable outside of the class. So you will get the error message like this. Okay. So this is about public and private data members. Okay. Next let us see about sample programs to illustrate classes and objects. Write a program to calculate area and circumference of a circle. So in this program we are going to calculate area and circumference of a circle. First you have to write the keyword class. Next circle. Circle is the class name. Pi, that is the variable. Pi is equal to its value is what? 3.14. Next constructor is defined. Def double underscore init double underscore. Within the parenthesis two arguments are given. Self radius. You no need to pass the value for self argument. You have to pass the value for radius argument. Okay. So self dot radius is equal to radius. Next function is defined area. Function name is what? Area. You have to return the value circle dot pi into self dot radius square. And another one function is what? Circumference. So you have to return the result 2 into circle dot pi into self dot radius. So what is the formula of finding area of circle? Pi into r square. Okay. What is the formula of finding circumference of the circle? 2 into pi into r. 2 pi r. Okay. So you have to return the value of area and value of circumference in the output. Next r is given. R means radius, which means you have to enter the radius value. So next C is the object name is equal to circle is class name. Within the parenthesis one value is given for the radius argument, that is r. You have to enter the value for r. Okay. And next line is what? Print the area is equal to C dot area. Next statement, the circumference is equal to C dot circumference. So first you have to enter the radius value. So you are entering 5. Okay, 5. So the area is equal to C dot area. C dot area means what? Pi into r square. Pi value is what? 3.14 into r value 5 square. Okay, 3.14 into 5 square is equal to 78.5. This is the area value. Okay. And next circumference. The circumference is equal to, we have to find out the circumference value 2 into pi into r. Okay, 2 pi r. Which means 2 into 3.14 into 5. Answer is what? The circumference is equal to 31.40000 and etc. Okay. So this is the output. See the next program. Write a menu driven program that keeps record of books available in your school library. So in this program we have to find out the record of books available in your school library. Okay. Class is the keyword, library is the class name. Next constructor is defined. Two variables, what are the book name and author. Self dot book name is equal to self dot author is equal to. Next two functions are defined, get data and display. Okay. In get data function you have to enter the book name and you have to enter the author name. In display function it displays name of the book and it displays author of the book. Print /n for new line. Okay. See here, book is equal to MD list. Initially no books are there. Next CH is equal to Y. While CH is equal to Y, you have to check this condition. Okay. Here this while is a loop. CH is equal to Y is a condition. You have to execute these statements until this condition becomes false. Here check the condition, CH is equal to Y. The condition is also CH is equal to Y. So this condition is true. So execute the statement. 1. Add a new book and /n in the next line. 2. Display books. Okay. It will display on the screen. After that resp is equal to input, enter your choice. You have to enter your choice from the keyboard. Okay. You can enter any choice, either 1 or 2. Okay. If you are entering 1, you can add a new book in the library. If you are entering 2, the book will be displayed on the screen. So you can enter any choice, either 1 or 2. Now you are entering 1. Okay. Next check the if condition, resp is equal to 1. If you are entering 1, you have to check this condition, resp is equal to 1. Resp is equal to 1 is true. Okay. Because you entered 1, so this condition is true. Resp is equal to 1. L is equal to library. L is the object name is equal to library is the class name. Okay. And L dot get data. Get data function is used for what purpose? If you want to add new book, you can use get data function. Okay. To add book in library, you have to enter the name of the book and enter the author of the book. So now L dot get data means you are calling this get data function, which means you have to enter the name of the book and enter the author of the book. Okay. So you are entering the name of the book, programming in C++. You are entering the author of the book, K. Kannan. Next, book dot append L. L is the object name. Okay. Append means what? This book is added in the library list. Okay. What is the list name? Book. Here the book name and author of the name is added. And else if another one if condition is given, resp is equal to 2. Here if you are entering option 2, okay, if you are entering option 2, resp is equal to 2. Which means if you want to display the existing book, you have to choose second option. Okay. So if resp is equal to 2 means if this condition is true, you can execute the following statements. For loop is given for x in book. It displays all the books that are available in school library. Okay. If there is none of books available, this else part will be executed, which means print invalid input. Okay. After executing this condition, this statement will be executed. Ch is equal to input. Do you want to continue? What is the value of ch? Y. Y means yes. If you want to continue, you have to press Y from the keyboard. Okay. If you are pressing Y, then again your execution start from here. Ch is equal to Y. Again do the same procedure. Okay. If you want to add new book, you have to select the choice 1. If you want to display the existing book, you have to select the choice 2. Okay. After all the execution, if you don't want to continue, you have to just press N from the keyboard to stop your program. Okay. If you want to again add a new book, again display books, here you have to type Y. Okay. But if you don't want to continue, you have to press N from the keyboard here. Okay. So this is the output. Next example program is write a program to accept a string and print the number of uppercase, lowercase, vowels, consonants and spaces in the given string. Okay. So here class name is string. Next constructor is defined. Uppercase, lowercase, vowels, consonants, spaces. These are the variables. Initial value of these variables is 0. Next self.string. This is the variable. The given string will be stored in this self.string variable. Next one function is given get str, and see this statement self.string is equal to str input, enter the string. So you have to enter the string through keyboard. Next count uppercase function. See next for loop is given for ch. Ch is character. You have to check each character from the given string. Next check if condition. If there is an uppercase letter in that given string, execute the next statement self dot uppercase plus is equal to 1, which means self dot uppercase is equal to self dot uppercase plus 1. Okay, which means increase the value of self dot uppercase. Self dot uppercase initial value is what? 0. If the uppercase letter is available in that given string, this value will be increases by 1. Okay, and check count lower function. If lowercase letter is available in that given string, this lowercase value will be increases by 1. And next see the vowels. If uppercase or lowercase a, e, I, o, u characters are present in that given string, this self dot vowels value will be increased by 1. And next count consonant function. A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels. All the values except vowels are the consonants. If consonants are present in that given string, this consonant value will be increases by 1. And next count space. If any spaces is present in that given string, the spaces will be increases by 1. Initial value of spaces is 0. Okay. And the next function is execute function. You have to execute count upper function, count lower function, count vowels function, count consonants function, count space function, and display the uppercase, lowercase, vowels, consonant, space. So this is the display function. The given string contains, see the next statement, number of uppercase letters will be printed and number of lowercase letters will be printed. Vowels, consonants, spaces also will be printed. Okay. Here object is s. S is equal to string is the class name. S dot gets str means calling get str function, and s dot execute means calling execute function, and s dot display means calling display function. Okay. So see the output, enter a string. We entered this string. Welcome to learn computer science. This is the string. The given string contains 5 uppercase letters, 24 lowercase letters, 13 vowels, 20 consonants, 4 spaces. It will be displayed on the output screen. This is the output. Next example program is to store product and its cost price, display all the available products and prompt to enter quantity of all products. Finally generate a bill which displays the total amount to be paid. Okay. So here my store is the class name, product code, product name, cost price, product quantity. These are the variable list, and get data function. PC variable, you have to enter the number of products you need to store. So you are entering 5 products. Okay, 5. And next for loop is given for x in range self.p. So now you are going to add 5 products. So enter the first product code and enter the product name and its price. Add 5 products like this, because this for loop is executed until you are adding 5 products. Okay, after that this loop will be terminated. And the next display function. Within display function, print stock and stores. Next line, after that print product code, product name, cost price. Between product code, product name, /t is present. /t means tab. Okay, space between product code and product name and cost price. Okay, and the next another one line. After that, for x in range, self dot p. Next see print product code, next slash t double space, okay, double tap, and next is product name, next cost price. The details of 5 products will be displayed like this, okay. Next print line, okay. Next print bill function, total price is equal to 0, initial total price is 0. Next for loop is given, q is equal to input, enter the quantity of the product code. So enter the quantity for 5 products. See here, 10, 15, 10, 20, 10. You have entered the quantities. So all the product quantities is added in the list. After that, total price is equal to total price plus cost price into product quantity, okay. So how will you calculate total price? Cost price into quantity. So see the next line, print invoice receipt, next line. Next product code, product name, cost price, quantity, total amount. After that another one line. Next for loop is given, self product code, product name, cost price, self product quantity, self cost price. Between these details double slash t is given, okay, space double space is given. After that another one line. Next print total amount, total price, okay. So s is the object, my store is the class name, s dot get data means calling get data function to execution, and s dot display means calling display function for execution, and next printable function calling printable function for execution, okay. See here, invoice receipt, product code, product name, cost price, quantity, total amount. How will you calculate total amount? Cost price into quantity, okay. So 25 into 10 250, 35 into 15 525, 35 into 10 350, 50 into 20,000, 120 into 10 1,200. So total amount is what? Total price plus cost price into product quantity, okay, that is the total price. So 3,325 is the total amount, okay, total bill. So this is the output. This is about programs using classes and objects. I hope you understand. Thank you, students.